So I think the thing probably a lot of people are curious about, and I want to dive into this right now, is like, so how did we do this, right? We've 2.5x revenue, net profit is up from 15 to 22%. That's really high. You're in the high double digits here. Working less, team is doubled, like all that great stuff. Let's talk about the most core pieces of infrastructure that we implemented together. Kurt, I'll start with you. MVP, the master business plan. For me, it's the first thing that you touch on in Blueprint. It's the one biggest overview of your entire business. It takes you from working in the business to working on it, and it gives you a roadmap that allows you to structure.
Before, let me just for people listening, like what the hell is an MVP file? A master business plan is a really robust and powerful spreadsheet that we have all of our members use. That it has a tab for building a budget. There's an area for job costing. You can track your overhead. There's a sales plan. There's a production plan. There's all these tabs. It's actually, for a lot of people, it's a little overwhelming at first because it's quite 100%. A bit of data.
Totally.
Yeah. But once you do it, it is really a light bulb moment because most people are like, oh, okay, this is what's actually happening within my business. I just want people to know what we're talking about. So anyway, carry on with the MVP
scary to
file.
See it for the first time when you realize you don't know all the things that are happening in your business. But for us, I look at it probably 5-6 times a week.
Yeah.
Our weekly goals, our quarterly goals, our year goals, our BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal. Like all of those are the start of your master business plan. Then you get into the granular, what's our budget look like?
Yeah.
What's our sales plan? How are we going to target, hitting $2.5 million? Like what are we going to do to make that happen? And then you get to really see what that looks like, marketing plans, so on and so forth. So from a big giant overview of this business, you now have goals and targets that you're trying to achieve.
It also allows you to redirect your efforts before you're kind of in the shit. Like you can see it almost before it happens. And then from year to year, you can see what you did last year and what's different this year.
I was going to ask, going back to when you guys first started using it, were there things that it showed you were spending too much time on, not enough time on? Did it kind of give you some feedback? Like, okay, I might think this is really important, but the data says something else. We need to shift our priorities and do more of this. Was that sort of an epiphany that you guys had early on?
I think marketing was a huge one. I think we thought we were getting jobs, and I think we thought, just kind of organically, and we were not even spending enough money on marketing. We didn't even really understand the percent of the budget that should be allocated. And it's so nice to have some of these, standardized allocations that you would never know until benchmarks.
This is what you should roughly spend on this. This is what you should roughly spend on this.
And then you realize, oh, that was zero.
Right.
Well, and we had no KPIs to track what was and wasn't working, right? Like you had no idea. And now, when you talk about hiring, doubling our employees, we actually had to look at the budget and say, how many people can we bring on and what is their role and deliverable going to be? And that started with our MVP. It's unbelievable that from a spreadsheet, we managed to hire 8 more people.
Yeah.
Right.
I just love what you guys said about zooming out, being able to see the bigger picture and then go and attack the small picture from there, but without stepping back. And I think this is a really relatable experience for a lot of entrepreneurs. It does just feel like you're focused on extremely granular task after extremely granular task. You never get the chance to step back and look at the organism that is your business and be like, okay, in this area we're doing well, in this one we're doing pretty bad, or this is total shit over here. What do we need to do to develop this thing better? And being objective about it too is incredibly difficult because, like you said, there's certain parts of your business that you like and you gravitate towards. If I was an entrepreneur using an MVP file, it would tell me I spend way too much time in sales and marketing. My operations are a disaster and I'd need to go and work on that. It's okay, good to know. And I love what you guys say about it sort of showing you the bigger picture and being able to operate from there, because what we're going to talk about after, a few other systems, that is all downstream of the MVP file. You need to have the vision of what's going on first before you attack anything.
It's the roadmap to our, for our year. It's our roadmap to success.
Yeah.
How are we going to achieve these goals?
Listen, if you like that clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here. If you're not yet subscribed, you probably should be, and you can do that by clicking right here.